It's time for another movie habitat. Today, we're back in movie habitats and we built a Barbie-inspired habitat, as you could have guessed from the intro. Now, we're going to build a habitat that is inspired by the aesthetics and the visuals of the new movie, the Barbie movie. But I must admit, I haven't seen the movie yet. I mean, obviously, because the premiere has just been yesterday, and I'm not sure if I'm even going to watch it or whatnot. I just purely found the trailer and the aesthetics so pleasing to do something completely off the chart again that, well, here we are. We are building a habitat for the greater flamingo and also for the jaguar today. But hold on, they will be recolored by our wonderful cheat code DavyT with the, respective hash code to make them, well, you guessed it, kind of pink. But this is going to be very exciting because this build is finally something oh my god, Rudilistic is a kind of a good term for being a bit more realistic, but then not again. This one is pure Rudi, okay? This is full-on Rudi Rennkamel style, and you guys have been asking for it. I'm gonna go straight into it. You guys have been showing me by the fact how many people have been watching certain videos and what you've been talking about in live streams that you were kind of missing the original Rudi stuff. And that is doing stuff that is not necessarily meant to be done with the game. Something that is a little bit more off the chart, something that is a little bit more, creative and weird and random. And here we are doing exactly this. And I really do hope that you guys are as excited for this build as I am. I just thought this is just fitting, We always do something with more serious movies or series or whatever, and something very architectural, maybe inspired by, I don't know, movies that have more like a visuals that are really in a way used for actual habitats as well, for example, might be, so you can actually build something into it. But this very thing over here is absolutely full-on creative, random, and just totally out of my mind. I have this one shot from the movie where Barbie is like going from the balcony and looking down at this roundabout. This is the one shot that kind of inspired me to do that. So we do have kind of the roundabout as the central element. And also, did I say this is part 1 of 2? I'm not even sure if I'm going to put this into the headline, by the way, because I just want to keep myself the freedom to maybe not do a second one. This is also down to the fact that I'm going to go on holiday rather soon, so I'm not entirely sure if I'll be able to do a second part before I go on holiday, so maybe I'm not going to put that in. But if we are going to a live stream tomorrow evening, well, there's a good chance we will, then this is going to happen. We will make a second part of it in the live stream, so that's going to be good. But other than that, there's also some really cool stuff planned for when I'm on holiday, and that's a very big if I'll be able to prepare that fully. I have some small things already prepared, but there is a very cool idea I explored, what I can do during my holiday to keep you guys entertained while not actually doing stuff. So this is really good because I really need to get off for like 3 weeks and do nothing. That is, I really do require that. My mind requires that. Me as a person and everything in my life right now needs a little rest, needs a little pause, a good break is required. There's been so much going on this year, like moving into a new house, and work hasn't been particularly easy, and yeah, just in general, certain things didn't really play out the way they should. So at the end of the day, I really have to sort myself again, which, is required for doing creative stuff anyway. So in order to keep on doing the stuff I do for you, it is actually required to do that. And I'm really looking forward to that. In any case, we've already talked about that in my live stream. So if you've been in the live stream, little heads up, that was a amazing stream we had last week where we were building most of this habitat. I gotta say, I really loved it. It has been a bit more of a deep talk, which is funny that especially for a habitat that is featuring Barbie, it has been a pretty good deep talk. Really loved it, and especially regarding woke topics and stuff like that. People should have been in the live stream so they know exactly my stance, and I don't want to repeat this because this video is not about any of that. This video is just purely here to entertain you, and as I said, there's no deeper meaning behind that. It's just purely random and going for the aesthetics of Barbie because I thought this could be fun. I've never been doing something so colorful and so weird at the same time, and I gotta say, some of the things just really played out especially well in this game. I have not expected it to be so cool. And as you can see, we do like a little rubber ring over here. We put like a palm tree in it, as if this is, not really a particular. I imagined this is like one of these rubber trees, that have been filled with air, and then you've got some little cocktails or like drinks per se in that. But yeah, we don't have. I mean, we do have fake plants, but not in that case. So just imagine that this is a fake plant that is on this ring, that you can actually have like a little party thing over there, because this is from that shot, looks like the party location. We also have the pool with all the rings, and we've got actually it will be a water slide in the end. You're gonna see that. The time lapse of that is not included in the time lapse. Just been way too much. It's been again over 6 hours of material, and I'm wondering why I don't do that many videos. If I do need 6 or 7 hours per video, of course I can't really do that many videos because I don't have that much time, but it's fun. In particular, this over here is very exciting. I've never done like curtains or anything in this game, but I was a bit surprised that with these Indian wall pieces, or I'm not sure if this is Indian, could also be the South American ones or the jungle pieces, not sure, but that worked pretty well. The only thing that is a bit problematic is the fact that in order to get them in this orientation, you really need to put them in a weird orientation from their own axis. They are not meant to be hanging down like this, really weird, because it looks fine, I guess. It's just really exactly the way it should be, but then again, it's not. So it's been a bit weird, I'm not gonna lie, but it looks really cool as a curtain. And then with the effect that this is pushed behind glass, it just really looks cool. It looks like as if there's a bit of depth in here, even though there isn't. So that's kind of cool, yeah, getting some beach chairs in there, obviously, and using topiary. I think the amount of topiary I've used in this simple file over here exceeds the amount of topiary I've built in my entire Planet Zoo career, including the beta. I've never used topiary at all whatsoever. Maybe just fill in some gaps in, the Goodwin house, whatever, the Goodwin Zoo. That might have been the only case where I have ever used the topiary pieces in a way. I'm not sure. I might have used them in the Summer Lake Park as well, but other than that, for the Japanese area, could have been used. Yeah, to create some of these Japanese trees, I've used them, but not that many, because we will also have like another hedge over here. Really cool stuff. Yeah, also I've recently been listening to another audiobook. I wanted to talk about that. I've forgotten to talk about this in another video, so here we go, because as you can see in the background, it's now just filling in the gaps, doing a bit more for, this is basically for the flamingos over here. They will get a very shallow pool, as if this is like a little toddler pool where they can just really not drown, because it's just legit a tiny bit of water, but it's looking really cool if you've got some flamingos in here. I did experiment a little with the colors. At the end, I ended up with some very blue tint-ish color, as if it's like a very clean pool. This is, I think, what Barbie would have. Like, it's very fun to build something from a movie that originally is like a toy, and with a toy for kids, it obviously is super powerful when it's super colorful, in any sense. So yeah, I just kind of tried to keep a little bit that in mind with everything I made, so I kept it simple, as if the toys would obviously be simple to not be too dangerous for little toddlers. But yeah, I was about to talk about an audiobook, so here we go. Now, I just recently entered the world of the Bobbyverse, and especially the Bobby world of Dennis E. Taylor. I've never heard of it before, but I was just exploring Audible, and then I just came across it, and I just read across some of the reviews, and I thought I'm gonna start with the weakest one of them, according to the reviews, which, to be fair, weakest still means pretty damn good. It's still way above 4 or 5 stars, like 4.3 stars or 5 or something, while the Bobbyverse all is into the 4.5 or something. Really, really crazy though. But yeah, I've been listening Roadkill, which is a absolutely fantastic book. I've really not had any idea what this is about. And just to give you a spoiler-free little explanation, there's some chill dude who is basically killing someone in a roadkill, but he doesn't know who that is because he literally can't see anything after he's hit something with his truck. But this something turns out to be a dead alien, and the alien has been invisible due to an invisible kind of belt that was around his width, and then you know, he took it off, and then he figured out that this is a legit alien. And so he asks himself, well, if there is maybe an airship or like a spaceship that is also invisible. And together with his two friends, he's able to find actually this spaceship and actually also get into it with the help of some of the tools that the alien had with it. And then in this spaceship, it turns out that this spaceship is run by an AI, and this AI turns out to be conscious. It just created its own consciousness. And with that said, this is where the story starts, and they do go on an adventure together with the AI. And during the book, the AI learns about the Earth and human culture and really stuff like that. Hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious the way the book looks at our society, at our culture, and how we do deal with media, especially news media and fake news, is absolutely fantastic. It's super nice to listen. It has a good pacing in my mind. It has a good story in my mind. It like good in terms of it fits to what, you know, the author wants to create. Absolutely 100%. Go ahead and listen to it if you haven't already. And if you're somewhat into some sci-fi stuff and at the same time fun, this is for you. Really 100% recommendation. I loved it. And I was really a little bit upset that this wasn't the longest of audiobooks I've ever heard. But there's the whole Bobbyverse for me now open to explore. So I'm really looking forward to listen to some of the audiobooks that is with the Bobbyverse. Yeah. Now, Bobbyverse is a absolutely fantastic segue because it's also written with a B. The letter B as a beginning, just as Barbie is. And here we go. I'm doing the letter B from Barbie, but oh boy, that was painful again. I could have just literally dropped an image in here and just do copy paste it, just as I'm thinking of right now with a billboard, but I have not. I, for whatever reason, have decided to do it freely. Yeah, that was stupid of me. I was quite tired when I started doing that. It just still turned out really good though, but I could have made my life a lot more easy by just putting down an image. Oh well, whatever. We all learn afterwards, I guess. So here we are, looking at this now, feeling my stupidity. But you know, it took a while, but it turned out to be looking good. And this is obviously our hero sign of where we are at. You know, that's this. I should have, you know, I should put all of these in the workshop later on because that's something you may actually love to use. Also, the Star Wars tour I made from the Star Wars park a couple of days ago just shows me how cool that is if we offer blueprints to people out there that just explore them themselves and then do something with them themselves. Really good. I loved really seeing all my creations in the Star Wars park and then see how this creator just went 10 levels above me in doing some really great atmosphere. And so maybe you guys are up to doing a full-on Barbie park, who knows. Yeah, doing a little bit of the shadowing over here made this whole thing stand out. And I gotta say, at the end of the day, this sign looks particularly nice, and I'm not even sure if I needed to have the template down below. I mean, if you don't see them next to each other, right next to each other, I think you will not really notice that much of a difference. I think it's fair to say that it's well enough to be believable, and I think at the end of the day, that's what we need. That's just what we need. But yeah, you can already tell from this point in the video, but there's a lot more you will see in the cinematics at the end. There's been done a lot more, and you'll be able to see that. Kind of little highlights using the X for that, and then the sign is done. It's still kind of hollow from the backside, so I might need to close that off later on. You'll see that in the cinematic as well. But I've done quite a lot more in this file, so you'll see in the cinematics in a second that there is something more. So if there will be a second part, I will already have some really good footage over here. But yeah, also I figured you can recolor this feeding station, which I did not know before, but here we go. We can make that pink, and it's good for that sense over here, but for that case. But yeah, let's move into the cinematics and round this video up. I really do hope that you guys enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed doing this. Here you can see the Jaguar in a kind of nude tone, and the actual pink Jaguar is lying right there to the fence on the top of the image right now, if you haven't spotted it quite yet. Really love the fact you can recolor that. You've seen all of these in here. You can see the flamingos roaming around, and yeah, it's just in general looking really colorful, really Barbie-esque, I think. And I really do hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I really do hope you enjoyed this random Barbie thing. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet and you want to see more of this madness, make sure to do so. I will definitely do this in the future again. And yeah, in any case, make sure to share the video if you like it as well. This will helps me out to, you know, be a bit better on YouTube, if that makes sense. I still want to reach a certain target this year. Thank you so much, as always, for your support. Thank you so much for following around. And as I said, if you want to catch me live, I try to be live tomorrow evening again. But for now, that's been it. Have a wonderful day ahead, and I talk to you in the next one. Make sure to stay safe, and goodbye.